The purpose of this channel is to fulfill God's will for my life in ushering us, once victims of narcissistic abuse, into our destined success, our bright future. And I can just say right now that what we've been through was intentional by God for our greater good. It's almost like a pre-qualification gifted to us, even though it hasn't felt like it, to add on to our wisdom, to prepare us to be more aware of the reality of the world that we live in, and to be able to step into our God-given purpose. So I have a bunch of notes in front of me today, a bunch of sticky notes, and I'm just going to get right into it. So, narcissists are vessels of chaos, confusion, and control. When you've broken free from the grip of a demonic narcissist, they become obsessed with proving you wrong. An all-consuming mission to dismantle your credibility, to discredit your character, and invalidate your experiences. Their fragile ego cannot stand the idea that someone has seen through their facade and emerged victorious. To them, defeat is not just a loss, it's a personal humiliation that triggers a relentless need to reclaim a false sense of superiority. At the core of this obsession lies deep insecurity, masked by arrogance and pride. Just as Satan sought to exalt himself above God, narcissists seek to elevate themselves above those who threaten their illusion of control. They cannot accept that you are right, even when the truth is undeniable. So they create a distorted reality where they are always correct. If you succeed in something, they'll downplay it, claiming it wasn't that impressive. They'll twist your words, reinterpret your actions, and project their flaws onto you, all in an attempt to regain psychological dominance. They'll suggest it's you who doesn't understand human nature. They cherry pick information to support their narrative, not to seek truth, but to maintain control. They have competitiveness deep within them, and it's a deep underlying envy, one of the most corrosive emotions in the human soul. James 3:16, for where envy and selfish ambition exists, there will be disorder and every vile practice. Narcissists are enslaved by this spirit. Your success, your growth, your healing, it's not something they can observe and respect. To them, your progress is a direct threat to their fragile ego. And they respond by turning life into a twisted game they must win. But here's the truth. You're not even playing the same game. While you're focused on healing, building, and walking in your God-given purpose, they're busy trying to outshine you. They're not realizing that your light comes from within, a light they can't replicate, because it's not rooted in superficial achievements. It's the light of Christ in you If you get a promotion, suddenly they're talking about how they're considering a bigger opportunity. If you're blessed with a new home or vehicle, they'll either criticize it or rush to find something better. They're not doing these things because they genuinely desire them. They're doing it because they can't stand the idea of you having something they don't. This competitiveness can extend in the spiritual realm as well. If you grow in your faith, they might suddenly become more spiritual, quoting scriptures out of context or projecting an image of righteousness to compete with your genuine walk with God. But remember what Jesus said: beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves. You will recognize them by their fruits. That's Matthew 15 through 16. Their fruits are bitter, rooted in pride, jealousy, and insecurity. No matter how hard they try to imitate your success, it will always lack the authenticity that comes from a life anchored in truth. They can mimic your ways, but they can't copy the peace of God that surpasses all understanding. So what should your response be? None. You don't need to compete with someone who's trying to win a race you're not running. Their need to one-up you is a prison of their own making. You've already been set free. The more you thrive without acknowledging their attempts, the more powerless they feel. It's not because you're ignoring them. It's not because you're ignoring them out of spite. It's because you've moved on to a life that doesn't revolve around them. So as they keep trying to prove that they're better, you just keep walking in your purpose. Keep growing. Keep shining. The best response to their competition is not retaliation. It's indifference, because nothing threatens a narcissist more than realizing they no longer have a place in your heart, your mind, or your future. Your life is not a competition. It's a calling. All right, y'all. That'll be it for now. Stay tuned and God bless.